I am Don Hamilton, and it is my privilege to welcome you to the ministry of Still. Still represents speaking truth in love, and the ministry was born within the context of the global reality that we are all facing, a shift in ideology, a shift in thinking, a shift that demands a response. Persons are confused with their gender identity, and there are those who are imposing their gender ideology, and there is need to speak the truth to power and truth to this ideology. In that context, then, in 2022, we hosted a 2 to 3 hour workshop online entitled Speaking the Truth in Love. We are committed to continue the process of educating, empowering, and equipping people for this long-term haul and this long-term battle. With that in mind, we are welcoming you to this 6-part series, speaking to these issues. In part 1, we cover a case of distraction from the real issues. Part 2, a case of absolute allegiance and worship of God. Part 3, a case of gender identity crisis. Part 4, a case of shift in pathology. Part 5, a case of dictatorial tyranny and control. And Part 6, a case of copyright infringement. We want to invite you to sit back, enjoy, engage this series. Feel free to contact us for any question or comment. God richly bless you as we begin this journey together. Part 6, a case of copyright infringement. An interesting article by Nora Gonzalez. How did the rainbow flag become a symbol of LGBTQ pride? In that article, she says that Baker, the designer, said that he saw the rainbow as a natural flag from the sky. It goes back to 1978 when the artist Gilbert Baker, an openly gay man and a drag queen, designed the first rainbow flag. Baker later revealed that he was urged by Harvey Milk, one of the first openly gay elected officials, to actually create a symbol of pride for the gay community. And so it is felt that the flag was one of the most powerful symbols of pride. And later he admitted that as part of doing the project, they will be able to be visible, to live in the truth, and to get out of the lie. And so the flag really fit that mission. It defines who I am, and the rainbow as a natural, keep that in mind, flag from the sky. Now, where did the original flag came from? The Bible is clear in Genesis 9:12, and God said, "This is the token of the covenant which I will make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for a perpetual generation. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth." The flag was not a symbol of pride. Pride goes before a fall. The flag is in fact a symbol of a covenant or a promise that God made with the earth. So what they have done, they have taken the original divine author's work and intent, convoluted, twisted, and changed for their own purpose. Indeed, when we think of academia and you borrow somebody else's work without giving them credit and change the original intent, we call that plagiarism. Or if you take a piece of work written by someone else and tag your name onto it, that's a copyright infringement. So could I then remind you of what that original rainbow in the sky meant? One, it is set against the context of evil. God saw that the wickedness of man was there, evil continually. God repented and he was grieved that he made man. God declares he will destroy man from off the earth. God saw in 6:11 of Genesis that man was corrupt. All flesh had corrupted himself. And God declares in Genesis 6:13, the end of all flesh is come. Whenever you see that rainbow flag flying, it's not about pride. It's about human sin and evil. That's the context of the flag. Number two, it is set in covenantal promise, because God destroyed the entire earth with a flood. And the rainbow was a covenant and a promise that God will no longer destroy the earth by water. Whenever you see that rainbow, it is not about pride. It is about a promise that God made to humanity. Number three, whenever you see the rainbow, it is set against a remembrance. God is a merciful God. And he says, whenever that rainbow comes, he will remember his covenant that he made with mankind in terms of his destruction. And number four, whenever you see the rainbow, it is really a color and a remembrance and a suggestion and a remembrance. I say that Jesus is coming again. For Jesus declared in the book of Matthew, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also the coming of the Son of Man. Human beings who attempt to take God's creation and baptize it in their own ideology and humanistic agenda, remember this: the owner of the rainbow is returning. Think on these things.